Since 1964, the Sports Car Club of America's National Championship Runoffs has been the single most important amateur auto race in the nation. This weekend, almost 600 competitors will fight for a medal in what has been called the Olympics of auto racing. This is where professional racing careers are launched. This is where legacies are born. This is the SCCA National Championship Runoffs, presented by Garmin Verb. It is time for the run to the gold in GT3 here at the 2016 SCCA National Championship Runoffs, presented by Garmin Verb at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, the 53rd running of this absolutely fabulous event back at Mid-Ohio, and already a nice crowd on hand in this final day of competition for the national championships in 28 different classes. And we have GT3 on the line. And Dorsey, this is a class that really has its roots back in the incredibly early days. D production, 1954 was the first time that class ran, and then B and C sedan, 1966. I mean, that's how far back we're going in GT3. These are quick little GT race cars.
Yeah, they are. I did a lot of time in B sedan myself back then, and these are all 2-liter cars or more. You know, you got a Mazda Wankel on the pole out there with a ancient Mazda RX-3. Those were running in, like you said, in the 70s, and quite still a good car. And you're right. They're purpose-built real race cars with medium large engines, I'd say. They're not V8s, but they're the larger, the four-cylinder variety, and some Wankels, like I said.
And this is a class, you know, we've talked at some length here about, you know, starting with the touring classes and then into the ST classes and down. GT, highest level of modifications, alterations. In fact, you can build these cars tube frame from the ground up and put an engine in as long as it doesn't exceed the displacement limit, whatever you want.
Full-on real race car, but like when we just watched the Formula Atlantic race and those guys were struggling to get grip, these cars are going to be highly entertaining if this racetrack is still slippery. It's cool temperature outside right now in the 60s, and the track didn't give a lot of grip up for the Formula Atlantic guys that have full tunnels and ground effects. This should be entertainment.
Yeah, it's bright sunlight out there, but the problem is that it's
cool.
Still very, very low in the sky. Yeah,
people with blankets on and coats and sweatshirts, and but neat thing is that there's still a big crowd after 2 days of solid racing here at Mid-Ohio. The third day we're here on Sunday, and look at the people. I mean, this place is packed. Mid-Ohio's doing real well this weekend.
Boy, they sure are. 54 degrees out here right now. And even though every qualifying session they ran in the same time period earlier in the morning, the problem is that earlier in the week when they were qualifying, the temperatures were in the upper 60s in those morning times. Much different conditions. Jeff Lepper down in the pit lane as we're getting ready to bring this national championship at you. Jeff, what do you got?
Well, you talk about those purpose-built race cars. You'll see an Acura of Ron Christensen. That car is a rear-wheel drive purpose-built race car. The same thing with the Toyota Tercel. The guy that I got to watch is going to be Rob Warkarki. He's got a multi-time national championship winning record here at the Runoffs, and these are cool little tuner cars, but they're purpose-built race cars. So my generation type cars, but full-on ground-pounding race cars.
Yeah, two-time gold medalist in Rob Warkaki, absolutely. And most recent one, 2013 at Road America. That's his home track, runs out of Frankfort, Illinois, in the number 78 entry. Qualified back in fifth.
Black and red car there, the Mazda RX-7.
Of course, Joe Christensen on the pole. There's a look at Rob. Joe Christensen on the pole from the win last year, as well as being on the pole. But that interesting story you're talking about, now I'm talking about 2015 when he was on the pole and then went on to win it. But Gary Brockman, and I'll tell you what, when I was out working corners Tuesday and Wednesday, Gary Brockman was magnificent to watch around here. I mean, that car, older technology, as you talked about, that's an old RX-3, but man, the guy can wheel it.
Yeah, Bachman gets that job. That car is a very good car, I'll tell you that. I raced against Stu Fisher back in my day, who had an equal RX-3, and that car is potent, let me tell you. And if you're behind it, it will split your eardrums, as it is a rotary engine.
And this is a class where experience is the watchword. We have a couple of drivers here that are runoff rookies, the 47 of Bill Wilson and Philip Hollenbeck in the 172, but even they have done a lot of racing over their careers. They just haven't concentrated on the runoffs. But I mean, you've got Wolfgang Maki, 28 runoffs coming in here, Warkaki 20, Paul Young 20, and just a lot of experience, and that means these guys have seen it all at some point.
Phil
and
Lasko,
they know how to deal. Yeah, exactly.
Lasko Ford out of Trans Am. He's in this race also in a Mazda.
Looking at the starting lineup across the top there, you see the front row of Brockman and Christensen, then Chad Bacon. And he and Mike Henderson at Daytona last year had a fabulous battle through the last half of the race. And on the last couple of laps, there were multiple lead changes over those final 2 laps. I mean, for that silver and bronze medal, swapping it back and forth. And it ended up that Henderson got the bronze medal because Bacon just drove a stellar final lap. And Paul Young, and running that Ford Probe, he was right in the mix. That's the car coming around right behind the 47 here. Next car in your frame is Paul Young. He is always a contender. Didn't quite get the qualifying run he wanted here.
Speaking of qualifying runs, the Formula Atlantic guys that just ran were 4 to 5 seconds a lap off of their qualifying times because the track was a little bit moist and cool. We'll see how these GT3 cars can muster some grip up if they can. Otherwise, it's going to be a
sheen right there under the bridge, isn't it?
I suspect it's still pretty slippery out there. We'll know very shortly.
And it's 23 laps. Every one of these national championship races, 23 laps or 40 minutes if something happens to push it up against a time deadline. And this one, well, I'm looking forward to a good run here because, you know, Daytona, you had the opportunity with the big banking, and I mean, Joe Christensen had that car just dialed. Here, a little bit different story, and Gary Bachman, you can see that car a lot more tall, punches a much bigger hole. It's not that big of an issue here. The question for him is, he's got to drive that car so hard. Are those tires going to last? We're about to find out.
These are nimble race cars, but right now we're dealing with a low grip surface. We'll see what happens.
Pace car is going to duck off into the crossover road for the short loop here. Once it does, it's up to that front row and our starter to get this GT3 National Championship runoff to the medals underway, and we are late green. Now we're green.
Yeah, well, you couldn't quite get it in the frame there, but I saw it go by there once.
Look at the move by Mackey. Lots of experience there.
Oh, and he bumps. Now we got a crash at the front, and the two of them wedged together.
A couple other cars locking up, and that is your defending gold medalist, the number 14 of Christensen.
Christensen out early, not out, but
oh boy, that knocked around here. Now it wasn't Mackey.
Bumped right there, turns the car, and now we've seen this 3 times this weekend, Greg.
Yeah.
At this very same place on the racetrack where cars get locked into one another.
I think that was Chad Bacon who actually got into him.
I think it was too.
With an aggressive move
a big slide
third.
there. Speaking of a slippery racetrack.
Oh, he's got damage.
He's got water coming out. That's why.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he's dumping fluid. Now everybody behind him's going to have to be careful.
As we said, Bacon at fighting second place finish in a medal last year up front.
Yeah, he's gone.
Everything going on, Brockman. This is what he needed.
Yeah,
to have that big lead.
Bachman now is just checked out. There's nobody behind him. I mean, the whole field got held back considerably.
Yeah, and it means he doesn't, he could maybe baby his tires a little bit.
But we might get a full course caution with oil on the track, and there's another car out there still leaking or blowing smoke.
Yeah, that's the number 12 of Henderson, the black Mazda sitting in second. And then we've got a scrap for third, William Wilson attacking on Rob Warkaki, who just parks it to the inside.
That's car damage back there.
Sure is.
On the 22.
I wonder
somebody's
if
been into the side of him. I think it was back in the pack further.
Yep.
Right in the entrance to Madness. I think they got together back there.
Yeah, James Ash finished 6th at Daytona last year. That will be very frustrating for him. But, you know, everybody checked up, obviously, when those second and third place cars got together, and into the pits comes Bacon, and they are looking at what they can do on that car. But it sure looked like he was pumping some fluid out, didn't it?
I think he was, yeah. He definitely got into it. And that car's going to have to come in, too. These are not DOT tires. These are slicks. And with slicks, they don't have a lot of meat on the bone.
William Wilson made that pass finally stick on Warkaki, and that's a good run. And I mean, very short order, he has run up and is really hounding our second place runner, the number 12 of Henderson. I tell you, Wilson, maybe he read these conditions a little bit better, Doris, because that car seems to have come in really quickly.
William Wilson putting a lot of pressure on, no question about it. Mike Henderson knows he's there. Henderson's a longtime competitor in this class.
He is
and he works to the inside, almost got in there.
Yeah, he's a rookie at the runoffs. You'd never guess it, with the way he is hounding the pressure on right now. There's the lead.
A little smoke. I just thought a little puff of smoke came out of the RX-3. our leader, Gary Bachman. We'll have to watch that.
Is that just a little overrun on a
It
he
could
lifted?
be.
Or?
We'll have to watch that because that is that rotary engine.
Yeah, he just turned to 136.5. Best lap did Bachman. Henderson at 37.9. Wilson, though, at 37.1.
Paul Young coming to the outside, trying to get around. It's Robert Warkaki.
Yeah, his car just does not look too happy right at the moment. He's really making sure that car, everything is straightened up before he gets to the power. I wonder if he's got it set up to come in a little bit later.
They're about 2 seconds a lap off where they qualified at right now, so that's the racetrack again. Better off than what the Atlantics had to deal with, but still in all. And 47's on the outside. Can get the run up the hill, maybe.
Ooh.
Little bump there.
Boy, was that close. They're still close, and Warkaki trying to take advantage of it.
Warkaki's going to be 3 wide here in a minute.
Paul Young sits there in 5th in the probe, and then the 22 of Ash.
It is slippery. I can tell that. I can see the 12. Mike Henderson's car just took a big slide right in the middle of the corner. Lost grip.
Suddenly, Warkaki, that car has come alive again. That
Here's
is
a
the
good
number
move.
78 RX.
Oh,
Oh!
he gets tagged. I think. Yes, he definitely got tagged.
Oh, man, this
And now
is
they're door
unbelievable.
to door, and that's a very bad spot to be sitting in.
Yeah, that was 2nd and 4th here.
Take a look.
This is unbelievable here. This race.
He just drilled him. Absolutely drilled him.
Paul Young able to slip around in the slightly damaged 22 of Ash, but you know, those workers waving the yellows like crazy.
They would like those cars to get out of there, and they are.
Oh, maybe they're going to be able to self-clear here, just waiting for a point. Nicely done. But this has changed the dynamic completely right now.
Knocked a big hole in the middle of this race.
Unbelievable.
Without a yellow now, it's pretty much just broken into 3 groups.
Yeah, it's Bachman now Wilson, 5.5 seconds adrift. Young in 3rd in the Ford Probe. Ash and George Keyshawn
Again,
up into 5th now, the number 39.
very slippery racing surface that they're dealing with. We heard all the Formula Atlantic guys talking about how it was like driving in the rain.
Right.
Well, these cars would be a little bit worse off yet, even though it's a later race in the day. It's still really slippery, and I think it's indicative of what we're seeing. All these crashes going on.
Right. Well, they're giving a good look-see over the number 12 of Henderson. It looks like he's going to be able to continue.
The initial hit was pretty good, but the side-to-side thing wasn't. You know, they just were stuck leaning on each other.
Oh, now the question is, does the 47 of William Wilson have anything in terms of pace to be able to take a run at Brockman, who's up the road by over 5 seconds right now?
Yeah, Bachman, I don't think anybody can touch him. 47 was running really hard. And as we say that, Paul Young is still in this mix too.
This is Bachman's 8th runoff. His best finish was a 2nd in 1996 in GT3 right here in Mid-Ohio. He's always been quick in qualifying, but the car just doesn't maintain its speed during the race because it's a little harder on tires just because of how, there's the margin.
Yeah. Paul Young catching up right now.
Young just uncorked a 133.9.
Yeah, he's a quick car, right? He's the fastest car on the racetrack. Catching William Wilson, and that might push Wilson forward, and maybe they can do something with Gary Bachman.
And I was going to ask you, that's Warkaki's. Yeah, he must have broken something. He must have broken or damaged something in that contact.
Sadly,
and
he's straight across from pit lane where he can't get to now.
Yep. Oh, what a shame.
If he turned in 100 yards back, he could have got onto pit lane, but he's past the point of no return.
Well, the first couple of laps, Warkaki just looked like he was struggling a little bit. Then the car just seemed to come to him a bit. He started charging, but maybe just a little bit too aggressive and having that contact. There's a look at the 79 of Paul Young. 21st runoffs for Paul. He, too, best finish was a 2nd. This one, 1999, here at Mid-Ohio in GT3. So we've got some people up in that front running right now in the top 3 that have been long-time competitors here and never quite got that gold.
I remember seeing that car run several. In fact, most of these guys have seen that run before. Paul Young is the man on the move right now.
Yeah.
If he can reel in William Wilson or even work with him, maybe they can do something. Gary Bachman's just enough ahead, though, that they're not getting any help from the draft from him.
Yeah, he was 4th at Daytona last year. He and Bacon had a really good battle early in the race, and Bacon was able to clear him and then got into that great scrap with Mike Henderson. But
there's a good look.
Tough deal here. That's the margin. I was going to ask you, talking about the Atlantic cars and being seconds off of the pace, these guys not quite as much. These cars are much more dependent on mechanical grip to start with.
True.
So when they're in the slower stuff, they might even be generating better grip than the Atlantics were.
Yeah, they got a better situation in slow corners than the Atlantics did probably.
So
I'll tell you what, now
tiptoeing
Paul
under the
Jones
bridge,
just took a second away on that last lap, so he should be, if he does that this lap, he'll be right on the bumper.
Well, not long ago, I was talking about Bachman's lead was 5.5 seconds. That last lap, Wilson ran a lap that was about 0.7 faster. That margin is down to 3.6.
Well, Wilson's going to have to be up
coming
on the wheel because Paul Young is for sure.
Oh, he's flying.
Young took a second and a couple tenths away.
And the number
he's right now in the same time zone.
Yeah, Joe Christensen, who had that incident and is down a lap, unfortunately, right now, I think, is fast. He turned a 1:32.7, by far and away the fastest lap, but he's way back in 10th. Here's a look at Young. Again, that's the Young Racing Hoosier Tire Ford Pro.
Is this our leader in trouble? He's in trouble.
No, I don't think that's our
No,
leader.
it's
That's
another
the
one.
other.
It's another one.
Yeah, that's Joe Johnson out of Shepherdstown, West Virginia, runs in the Washington, D.C. region, the RP Performance RX3, and you can hear pretty nasty burble out of that power plant.
It's electronically hindered.
Challenged.
For sure. There we go.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you.
But they are catching up. There is no doubt. I can see from that frame right there, William Wilson, the 47, is much closer in proximity to Gary Bachman, our overall leader.
Yeah, he took
and
another.
Again, Paul Young is the fastest car on the track.
Took another 0.4 out of him. Wilson did that time, and the margin down to just a tick over 3 seconds.
We're going to have a race for the lead here in a second. 2 or 3 laps. We've got plenty of time to go, too.
Yeah.
17 laps to go.
Bachman ran a 33.7, which was his best lap, but Wilson a 33.3. Yeah, this one is by no means settled here. We got lots of racing yet to go. Just completing the 6th of 23 laps. Oh boy, he is. That's the
other one again.
The other one again.
Middle.
Here comes Wilson. Clears him easily.
That's nice. Sweeps around the outside. Goes ahead and gets his apex for 10.
The margin from Young back to Ash in 4th, about 15 seconds or so. But George Keyshawn is closing on James Ash, so got a good battle for 4th that might be shaping up. Both of them in RX-7s, Ash and Keyshawn. Ash is the one who got that damage to that left rear in that first lap.
Wilson's responding. He was definitely responding to the fact that Young was catching up from behind. He's turned the wick up.
He has, and that has brought him now within 2.5 seconds of Bachman. Bachman's last lap, a 34 flat. Wilson, a 33.4. There is the look at Henderson, who could Christensen, the number 14. And again, remember, he qualified second, the defending champion in his Acura RSX. He is flying. Fast lap of the race at a 32.5. And in that last lap, he went from 10th to 8th, getting around Phil Hollenbach and Mike Henderson.
They fixed him up, and if we should get a caution for any reason, you see the damage on the right door. If we could get any kind of a caution, that car would be a contender.
Oh, he's fast.
He is the fastest car out there right now.
And he's
eating his way through the field pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's making the move here. And Guy Ladig, that will be for the 7th spot.
So he's got a long way to go to the Gary Bachman, William Wilson, Paul Young
Absolutely.
battle. That's a long way out there.
Yeah, Ladig, he just passed is the Hoosier Fuzzball Racing Mazda RX-7. And he gets around him in a hurry. So he's just got his head down, Joe does. And, he had that taste of that gold medal. He got it last year. And that's the next guy that he's going to go after, the 82 of John Mills out of Astoria, Ohio, the Mazda Direct RP Wholesale Mazda Miata. And we got a lot of Mazdas here, but not many Miatas. Jeff, what's the story on the 82 of Mills?
Well, good story for John Mills. In 2008, driving that car, suffered a traumatic brain injury here at the track in a GT3 race. He went back, took 3 years of rehab in 2011, rebuilt the car, came back and ran for 2 years, then had to get that car with a brand new chassis he designed completely himself was a Mazda rotary engine in that Miata. His first runoffs in 12 years after that injury suffered in 2008. Thursday, got engaged. So congratulations to John Mills.
Wow, what a fantastic story. Mills right now knocking on the door of potential top 5, sitting in 6th. But he's got Christensen coming after him. But, boy, those are the wonderful stories that you uncover and just revel in at the runoffs.
Absolutely. Everybody, 500-plus drivers here, 600-plus drivers here. And all came from different walks of life and different stories to tell about their how did they get to this runoffs? How did everybody show up? As our leader, looking pretty good.
He's responded. He just turned his best lap at 32.8. And
track's starting to get some grip again.
Yeah, and I think he may have, we've talked about it, that this car, you have to drive it really, really hard. It's got speed, but you have to really push it, and it tends to be a little hard on tires. And I wonder if he wasn't saying, look, I got this gift here of that 5-second lead. I'm going to just drive it easy so my tires will be ready for the second half of the race to be able to take it.
Back in the day when I ran against Stu Fisher's equal type Mazda, there was still no sound limits back then, so you didn't have to run a muffler. And these Mazdas, if you've never heard a rotary engine,
unmuffled,
they really make some noise. My ears are still bleeding from that car.
I was going to say, you hear it once, and then you hear it not quite as clearly the next time because
that's another
you're
thing
already
they do.
Damaged.
You see them on their downshifts, the black smoke come out. They dump a lot of fuel on overrun when they're off the throttle.
Yeah.
And you'll see the flame come out of theirs too, which is characteristic of that engine actually.
And
but our boy Paul Young is coming on. He's not far back.
Yeah, I was just going to look at it here. The last couple of lap stores, Young's laps have fallen off. He was right there, but now there's a little bit of a margin. Wilson is staying with Bachman. He's matching him or running quicker on every lap. That margin now down to 2.1, but Young has faded just a little bit.
Yeah, he has. It looked like Paul Young's dropped back.
Yep.
But William Wilson is still definitely in this race for overall victory.
And George Keyshawn just uncorked a 135.5 in the 5th spot as he is trying to chase down James Ash for 4th in the margin. About 4 seconds there.
Remember that lap, these guys passed through some lap traffic, so that could have been what the split was. We'll have a better idea of it when they go by start finishing on this time because they look like they're pretty close together.
And Keyshawn is just Joe Christensen is consistently running low 133s, high 132s. He is up to 6 now. Now is when it's going to be difficult for him because the margin is the better part now of 20-plus seconds up to that next spot of George Keyshawn in 5th. But, Joe's not going to give up. He's going to push. He knows.
5 100ths of a second between first and second on that lap.
Oh, that's close stuff. Yep. And, well, I tell you, caution or a bobble by anybody up front, Christensen knows you just don't ever give it up here.
Yeah, William Wilson's digging deep right now, trying to get up. They run, might as well say, identical times. They went 132.6, 132.6. So they have stepped their game up, too. Racetrack, I think, is offering some grip right now. And then you look at Christensen, he's at a 32.5, so a 10th better. A little wiggle under braking there. That just shows you he's in there deep. William Wilson trying to do anything he can.
I think he's pretty hungry, not just in terms of the runoffs. As I said, this is his first runoffs, but in the Southeastern Conference last year, finished second in the points. He had 6 finishes. 6 times he was on the podium, but he didn't get a win. So I think, that's one of those years you're happy to any time to be on the podium. But if you've never had that first place trophy in your hands, you get to an event like this, it might make you even a little bit hungrier. Right?
And the carrot's dangling right out there. He can see it. He's in the area right now where he can pick up the draft. He's going to start getting some help, whereas before he was not going to get any help at all from where he's whittling it down. And when you start getting closer, you start getting that pull from the car in front of you.
That is the margin as they come by. What are we looking at this time through? Completing the 11th lap. It was 2.2 last time by.
Ooh, they got in there deep. You heard the engine under braking. Now, the one thing with that Mazda rotary engine is it doesn't have any sort of decel compression-wise. So when he gets off the throttle and he starts getting on the brakes says all he really has, that engine doesn't offer a lot of drag down. through the gearbox.
So he's working the brakes awfully hard. We've heard earlier in the weekend there have been competitors who near the end of the race have been really fighting long pedals.
Of course, it was a lot hotter.
Well, that's true.
Early in the week,
Yeah.
we were in the 90s almost every day, or upper 80s for sure. And now we're in the 50s, starting to be close to 60, I would guess.
Last lap, both Bachman and Wilson turning near identical, 133.2s.
They did last lap, too.
And Christensen on that last lap, just first guy, he's got way deep into the 131s at a 131.4 for the fast lap.
So he's a full second a lap on that lap.
Yep.
See a big hole in the door there where he got center punched on turn 1.
Yeah, and he's running laps.
Lap 1, turn 4, actually.
Yeah, 3 to 4 seconds quicker than fifth place George Keyshawn right now.
He should have no problem getting there. I don't know if they'll get to Bachman Wilson or not. Without a caution, I kind of doubt it, but he will certainly work his way up to getting by. Right now, he's a second lap faster than anybody.
Up and over the top of the S's.
But it's going to take a caution for him to get there. Even if that happens, everybody will be in a mess because this car is really fast. A second lap is a lot. It looks good. Looks really good. Hitting all his marks. No slide.
And he's got that speed he's got margins everywhere around the track.
Yeah,
you don't see him right up onto the curbs.
31.452 that lap. That's a full second and 2/10 over faster than Bachman, who's leading.
And Bachman has responded to the pressure from Wilson that last lap. Bachman just turned a 132.8, Wilson a 33.1, and the margin up to over 2.5 seconds.
And this man's coming. Just 11 laps is enough time, but I still think he needs the help. Well,
our defending champion here, Christensen, of course, qualified outside of the front row. But Doris, let's go back and take a look at that first run into the turn, and you can see there Bacon just got into him and then got into him.
Yeah, it clipped him, and that turned him, and then they went nose to the door, and both cars had to come onto the pit lane and be worked on.
And in the back,
Christensen, though, once they got him out of the pits, he's fast.
Oh, he's flying. And in the back, you can see the contact that really folded up that left rear bodywork on the 22 Spectral Oil Hoosier Tires Mazda of Ash.
And that happened further back in the field. It was a stack up as a result of that lane being blocked at the top of the hill. Those guys in back had nowhere to go and jumped on the brakes, and a couple of them got together.
And Ash has been able to maintain that second spot, but we continue to see Keyshawn running times half second or so quicker than Ash, so the battle for fourth should be good. And then you see Christensen in 6 running lap times 3 to 4 seconds. Here he is.
He's on a rail.
He has just hooked up here.
Oh, we lost a whole front.
No, that's Rob Warcockey's back
They fixed
out.
Warcockey's car, or kind of fixed it.
Well, you can see he had some black on the nose already, and they had some spare body work on, so they probably don't have any left.
I hope they lent him a coat when they sent him out there with no door, because this guy Brisk got there this morning.
Now, whoops, that's not Warcockey. That's
91.
Kenford Nelson.
Yeah, it sure is.
I think he was the guy that got into the back of Ash.
Probably is. Yeah,
that makes more sense now.
Because he was back there with him. It's taking the hood off and taking the left door off.
Well, we've talked about it. You work so hard and dedicate yourself so hard throughout a season to get to the runoffs, to qualify for the runoffs. You at least want to bring it home.
Oh, absolutely.
If you can,
Get what you can get. That looks like one of my old Trans Am cars with no front end on it. Happened a lot.
That is the number 52 of Guy Ladig.
See the corner worker there giving the pass flag, or the be aware flag, I should say. It's not really a pass flag whatsoever. It's somebody's there.
And Ladig responded, pointed our leader through. Beautiful job. Margin now up to 3 seconds, so
he's definitely either
he's controlling it here.
Wilson's tires may be giving up a little bit of efficiency. And they are lapping through some cars, too, so that can play into it.
Yeah, that was Phil Hollenbeck in the 172 Vacuum Felon Fuel and Thompson Machine Nissan 240Z that Christensen just worked through.
Quickly dispatched of.
Yeah, I mean, his last lap, Christensen's was a 131.4. Keyshawn's was a 35.2.
Yeah, 4 seconds.
So that margin is, oh, yeah. There it is. Boy, that's going to be close. Christensen now within 6 seconds of Keyshawn, and he's lapping 3 to 4 seconds a lap quicker all the time. There it is.
I'd
He
say
is coming.
2 laps, he'll be there. And he's got plenty of time still left. We got 9 to go. I'd say he'll be by in 2 to 3.
The crew probably has radioed James Ash and said, you need to pick it up because Christensen is coming. He's going to get Keyshawn shortly. And then it's just another 6 seconds up the line, and Ash responded, turned his fast lap of the race.
Christensen is 1 yellow flag away from being able to win this.
Yeah, I mean, the times he's turning, certainly.
There's nobody running anywhere like that on the racetrack.
I mean, Bachman's best lap of 32.6.
Against a 31.4 at second 2/10. That Acura is on rails too. I mean,
really
it's not wiggling a bit.
Like I said, I mean, watch here over the jump turn. He's getting this time, and he's not even really hitting that curb on the exit. So he's doing everything he can, and he's got room to do more if he
kind of lucky
could.
that you look at the passenger door, and that's where his exhaust comes out.
Yeah.
And sometimes when your exhaust gets bent over there, the exhaust fumes on diesel come in the cockpit with you, and it will make you sick as a dog. And the carbon monoxide that comes in there or something else from one of those, and it's right there that it took the hit.
Boy, he sure did. He's lucky he didn't close the exhaust up.
Yeah, that happens
yeah.
too. And it will leak right inside that cockpit with you.
Well, it's on. New fast lap of the race from Christensen, a 31.1. And
Fastest
he
lap.
is within 2 seconds now. There he is of that white number 39, that Mazda of George Keyshawn, the Abbott Plastics machine.
Keyshawn ran a 34.4 to a 31.9, so I mean, forget about it. That's 3 seconds lap. He's gonna, once he gets there, he'll sail.
Here they come. That's it. That is your battle right now for the 5th spot. And I fear it may not be much of a battle.
No, shouldn't be, not with that kind of deficit in time.
And then up the road by only 3 seconds from this. There he goes, bottom of the frame is your 4th place car, the number 22. That is the Spectral Oil Hoosier Tires Mazda RX-7 of James Ash.
And he is in big trouble too because he's running the same lap time.
Yeah.
Christensen should clear him right here. Coming off the jump turn, he'll run him up the straightaway, I would think, up the hill.
Let's see. Well, he didn't quite get the run.
Doesn't look desperate to make a dive bomb move either, which is good.
They're going to try and work the outside, do an over-under here.
Yeah, I'll try to get him into 1, I would think. Yeah, he's got him. Not yet.
Wow.
Oh, that was nice. That was very nice driving.
Yeah, Keyshawn realized he was there. And
didn't even want to slow him up. That's a very gentlemanly thing to do. He knew at 3 seconds a lap, there's no way I'm going to do anything.
I'm going to hold him off. All I'm going to do is slow him down for a minute maybe. And just, let him go. So there is Ash, bottom of the frame. That's 4th, and Christensen, even in that traffic, Dorsey ran a lap that was 2 seconds quicker than both Ash and Keyshawn.
Yeah, he's flying. I mean, there's nobody even close within 2 seconds a lap of him.
Bachman's last lap of 1:33.5.
7 laps to go. He's running out of time.
Yeah, the problem is once he gets to Ash.
Yeah, then he's got a big way to go.
Yeah, it's about 25 seconds.
Yeah, that's not doable in 7 laps.
Not
without a yellow.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a great comeback. Whoa!
Got a little antsy there.
Yeah.
Pitched the top of the corner and the resulting slide. He didn't need to do that. Maybe he just wanted to show off a little.
Maybe, yeah. I did it because I can. Oh,
nice.
Boy, and Ash there too.
Moves over, leaves in the apex. And now he's set sail. But the problem is for Joe Christensen is he has a very, very long way to go and a short time to get there. Yeah. And he's not Burt Reynolds.
Well, and some of these guys, I mean, they've raced, some of these guys that have raced for a lot of years, they've raced against Joe. They know the speed he has.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's like, he's 3
if
seconds
it's within
a lap quicker
half a second,
you'd fight.
You fight.
Bet.
But when it's 3 seconds now.
No, the gentlemanly thing to do is let him go and see what he can do.
Little puffs of smoke out of the RX-3, which is kind of normal, like I say, on those Wankel engines.
Bachman at 133 flat, Wilson at 133.1. So Bachman continues by tenths right now to stretch that margin. It's up to 3.8 over Wilson. Then it's another 15 seconds back to Paul Young. Christensen now in 4th. but 30 seconds in arrears of Paul Young as we are working lap 18, completing it right now, 5 to go.
And this is all sorted out up front because Bachman now has outrun Wilson. Wilson's not even in the picture now. And Paul Young's also not able to catch Wilson. So the top 3 are gapped, and then a huge gap back to Joe Christensen. All that could be erased with the yellow.
Oh, I know.
Just saying.
Yep. Not suggesting, just saying.
Right.
Hint, hint.
Oh, he's holding one too. Maybe he'll get antsy.
I'll tell you, this will be sweet for Bachman if he can hang on to it. He's
Absolutely.
tried it for so long. Come close. It'd be interesting. I mean, you think about it. Our second and third and fourth place and fifth place qualifiers all had issues and are either mired because of that or are parked because of that. And this is one of those races that first turn completely changed the entire dynamic.
I did. It split the field, and then we had the second incident, and that split the field again. So you had 3 different groups that were stuck by circumstance where they are. I mean, when Bacon got into Christensen, turned him, that just blocked everybody behind him, and then there was contact back there as well.
And then Warkaki and Henderson, who were 2 absolutely quick cars, having their issues a couple laps later. I mean, Henderson.
You never predict these deals.
No, Henderson he's been doing a nice job. He's worked his way back up into 7th here. Best lap of 33.6. And Warkaki, he parked it at the, as we said, into that gravel over there, and they hauled him out. And that was his day.
Handful of laps to go, working through some lap traffic here.
And working up to some traffic once again, as you just said, the 172, Phil Hollenbeck, in the Datsun that says Nissan across the top.
Just noticed something on the front of the 09, something that Tom Lloyd tried with my Trans Am car, and then, of course, SCCA made us take it off. But on the front of that 09 are 4 fishing weights hung by fishing wire. And the purpose for that is if he gets off the racetrack and he clogs the radiator with grass, those fishing weights will dangle around
and stir the grass
and self-clean it off of there.
What a great idea.
They wouldn't let us do it back in the Trans Am day. I forget what track we tried that at. It was someplace we were picking up a lot of grass. So we had 1 ounce weights that we put on there with safety wire.
Here's a look at Wilson sitting in that second spot, the number 47. Mobile 1, Tilton RX-7, qualified 6th.
When we see Gary Bachman on a front end shot, you'll see him dangling around.
As I said, this is Wilson's first runoffs, and he's in a medal contention position and a comfortable one at that.
Absolutely comfortable one. He had a good hard charge early, and either the tires went off some or whatever. He's settled in now.
Boy, Christensen just turned a 131.2 to Young's 135.5. That's over 4 seconds quicker. The margin, though, is 23 seconds.
And they only have 3 laps to go.
Yeah, boy.
Like I say, he's running out of time. You can't blame him for the hard drive.
No, and I mean one of these guys up front has a little bobble. Certainly if Paul Young has a bit of a moment, it's an opportunity to at least podium. And a driver like Joe, he is not going to quit. He never has. Not about to start now in his 9th runoffs. And the defending race champion, and he's responded like a champion does to that first corner contact. Just put his head down and give it his all.
Boy,
Don't leave anything out there.
Barely see William Wilson. I mean, at the end of the straightaway you can see him, but it's too far to try to make up without a mistake. These top 3 don't make a mistake. They're all sitting in good place.
Yeah, Paul Young 18 seconds adrift of Wilson, 2nd to 3rd. And Christensen this time again trims it. Now at least he's down to inside 20 seconds. There's a look at Paul. Paul, he's been turning just low to mid 135s here.
I think most of these guys are just settled in. I mean, the crew should be telling them, you're solid. You're going to get 2nd, you're going to get 3rd. Nobody's catching up that you have to worry about. Just drive smooth, hit your marks.
Yep.
Laps to go. Just tell them three to go. 2 to go.
I always thought this is a sharp looking GT3 car.
Yeah, it's been driving. That car's been around for a while.
Yep. And here we go. So the 22 and the 39. This is the battle that we thought might heat up a little while ago, and then Ash started to distance himself from Keyshawn, and Keyshawn has been throwing down some high 33s, low 34s, and he has run the 22 of Ash down. This is the battle for 5th.
And they're going to run it hard to the end.
You bet.
2 to go for the leader. They're not there yet, but they will be shortly.
And Ash has that damage on that left rear.
Oh, the 09 is spun.
Bachman off the track.
Our leader is off the track. Mechanical, or has he spun?
We did not get it.
It's mechanical.
It looks like he just pulled off somewhere.
I saw him just throw his arms up in despair. Can you believe that with 2 to go?
Had this one covered.
William Wilson is going to win this race. And I think he coasted himself up into the exit of turn 1, maybe?
That's what we're getting off to the left there, parked up.
Yeah, he's over there by the curb that delineate. There it is right there.
Yep, exit of 1 off. And yeah. Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable.
Out. Dead in the water.
Yeah, that's the pit out curb. Looking at that.
That's what I was looking at, was that curb.
Wow. So Wilson will pick up the lead. And Christensen, that's why you never give it up. Suddenly, he will have a medal.
This race should have been run on Monday. Or on Friday, I mean.
Yep.
That's the kind of thing that happened all day Friday, wasn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, these winners, there's leaders with 1 lap to go, all of a sudden they're gone. And it's happened again.
And Christensen took another 4 seconds out of Paul Young.
Gosh.
Oh, boy. This is unbelievable here. We're working the last lap for your new leader, William Wilson. And here's the story. Bachman, the veteran who's never won it, looked like it was in the bag. Now the rookie at the runoffs might just get himself a gold in his first time out.
Like I say, this place is so unfair in ways. I did 13 runs, never won one. Always found a way to come in second somehow, I don't know. And this guy, first time out, William Wilson, is going to get, I'm not going to say it because he's got a half a lap to go.
Exactly. And when this kind of development happens here, now he's got to be just fingers crossed, toes crossed inside those driving shoes.
There's second place Paul Young now.
Come on, baby, hang together for me.
He can't catch Wilson without something happening either. But
no. Boy, and Christensen has gotten to within 10 seconds of Young on that last lap.
Gary Bachman sits there in his car and cannot believe what's happened.
I would bet he's probably in tears because he knew this was the one.
Half a lap, 3/4 of a lap from his first win.
This is unbelievable developments here. And Wilson coming up. He's got some lap traffic in front of him, but he's got a big margin. Smart thing, just follow him home. It's all you have to do to earn a gold medal as a runoffs rookie.
He can coast from there.
That's not bad. Batting average is 1 for 1.
Yep.
Here he comes onto the front straight. His first ever runoffs. Gold medal goes to William Wilson after qualifying in the 6th spot in his Hoosier Tire Mobile 1 Tilton RX-7.
Nobody would have
stories
seen
of the
that
runoffs. And he just drove right by the guy who led this entire race until we got to a couple laps from the end. Here comes Paul Young onto the front straight. He is going to pick up his 2nd silver medal at the runoffs, and he is just limping along. He had a problem, and there's Joe. Joe Christensen, folks.
Gets to the podium.
Clearly, Paul Young had some sort of mechanical problem or maybe fuel. Christensen got to within 3 seconds of a silver medal.
There he is right there.
After being dead last. I'm not sure Young.
He might be out of fuel. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure Young's going to make the cool-down lap here.
He's undoing his.
He was signaling to the corner
there
workers.
Sits Gary Bachman. Had it in the bag.
Gutted.
1 lap to go. 9/10 of a lap to go. And it goes bad. But this whole race was shaken up on the first corner of the first lap.
Oh, totally.
That's how the groups got all split up. So nobody would have expected.
Yeah, first
out of 6th place, the winner.
Yeah, first corner of the first lap, and then the 2nd lap, turn 11, when Warkaki and Henderson got together. That took out 2 more of the top 5 qualifiers. And threw this one wide open, although it looked like Bachman was going to have him covered. And then a late mechanical issue of some sort. And William Wilson comes through, picks up the win. Paul Young 2nd. And Joe Christensen got within 3 seconds of Young, who clearly had some sort of mechanical issue. Actually, you could hear Young's car as he went by a couple of our kids right there.
Still running.
You hear that miss? There's a definite burble there. George Keyshawn, that last lap pass ends up being for 4th, not 5th.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody moved up the one. Christian makes it from the back all the way up to a podium. The guy we thought would walk with this, of course, got taken out on turn 1, lap 1.
Just unbelievable developments here. And Wilson comes up, his crew, they just can't believe it. The crew congratulating him. Now he's just telling him you got to drive up and get your winner's interview and get a gold medal strapped around your neck. Right after the purple Hoosier
I'll pick up his crew
scarf, of course.
Crewman, who's not doing the door any favors.
You know what? I'm sure that Williams going to bend that door up. We can fix it. We're champions. Wow, what a story. They are heading up. First ever runoffs, and you get the gold medal. And for Paul Young, as I said, gets another silver medal. That's 2. That's the best he's done. And Paul, this was his 21st runoffs. And in 3rd, Joe Christensen in his 9th will get his first bronze. He's at the gold last year, 3 silvers, and never got the bronze. So at least he's got all the colors in his medal collection right now. He would have.
You didn't see the steering wheel. He drove the car so hard he blistered the steering wheel. Haven't seen that?
I didn't. No, you're absolutely right. All right, and as everybody's settling in, Wilson inside the car. I see the helmet coming off. And of course, he's going to continue on here as he gets that very special lap of honor with the winner's checkered flag. But before that happens, you see him chatting with Bruce Foss, and right behind him, that is a guy named Jeff Lepper, who is ready to step in and grab an interview with an immense story. Jeff Lepper, his first runoffs, and he ends up with a gold.
Yeah, very emotional down here for William Wilson, able to stay with it that. And William, you able to get the first gold medal for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There were so many people I wanted to thank. I can't think of them. They know who they are. And but I do want to thank my family. Bruce Fawcett, Hoosier, Mazda, everybody that's put anything into this effort at all. And I want to thank the Lord above. This is a gift from him, I know.
Yeah, very emotional win down here. His first runoffs and his first gold medal.
Yeah, absolutely. Englewood, Tennessee's William Wilson runs out of the Atlanta region and gets here for the first time and puts it on the top of the box. That is just absolutely amazing. And again, for our second place finisher, Paul Young, he must have been getting a little bit nervous because, I mean, he knew he wasn't going to be able to get up and run with William. But when that engine started to burble and miss,
he was one lap away from not having
that silver,
silver medal. But he got there. That's all it took.
He got there, and that means he's got an opportunity to check in with Jeff.
Well, Paul Young, you're able to get that second place today, but problems right there at the end.
Yeah, well, I sort of backed off a little bit because I knew I wasn't going to catch Stacy, but it was a hell of a run. I'd like to thank my crew for a great job. Oh, sure, excuse me, for a great run this week, and all the people that have helped me over the years. Hoosier Tire does a great job with the tires.
Well, congratulations on your second place for Paul Young today.
Hey, it was a hell of a run for Paul, no question about it.
Yep.
And another silver medal for that man as that victory lap. So look at that class act. Paul runs up and gives William Wilson a big congratulatory handshake and sends him off on that very, very special lap. The flag flying, the crew member out and enjoying this one as much. And, you know, they're the unsung heroes of this. You know, we talk about the teams and the drivers a lot, but these crew guys, they're the ones that put in the extraordinarily long hours building not just fast, but safe race cars.
Yeah, you know, and we've said that throughout the weekend, that a lot of these guys, you know, they get to the race day and they might have already wrecked one time during the week and the car had to be rebuilt or an engine has blown and you got to change that. There's no end to it. This is a dream come true right here. I mean, to be a sixth-place qualifier and to have all the things that happened during that race put you in a position to win, this is a special moment.
It is special indeed. And for Joe Christensen, what a comeback drive. Jeff, to the bronze.
Well, a great comeback drive. You're never over till it's over for you, and you proved that here today.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know I was in third. I had no idea. I just kept going as hard as I could the whole time. The car felt great. The tires were amazing. I think I could still go out there right now and still turn the fastest lap. And the engine just kept going. the engine was perfect. Didn't miss a beat the whole week.
Tell us about what happened there on that first lap.
I honestly, I don't know. I made it through turn 1 behind Gary, and next thing you know, I was sideways.
Well, congratulations, an epic drive here in GT3.
Boy, wasn't it, and so close yet to a silver, and there's the damage. And
It did
we were
pinch
talking
the
about
exhaust
it.
pipe, yeah.
It got to it, didn't it? But it didn't affect him much. He was absolutely flying out there and brought it home with that third place finish. We were talking about the crews put in the long hours on the pro level. Certainly, when the drivers go and do their PR and everything, and the crews are there working. In this, sometimes that driver is crew too, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And he's there putting in those long hours as well, so just makes it doubly sweet. There you can see the margin, first to second, as you look at the provisional results. But that story there in third, Joe Christensen, inside of 3 seconds from a silver.
Well, another unpredictable, crazy kind of race here at the Runoffs. This one messed up at the beginning of the race, and then again in the middle of the race, separates the field. But a happy ending at the end, that's for sure.
Except for Mr. Bachman, who had it in hand until a couple of laps to the end of this one. But that's why we go racing. There was that first incident that completely changed the dynamic of this race. And then I think the next look we're going to see, that was a pass for position as Christensen mounted his charge up through the field. It was a tremendous drive. But that wraps up our coverage of our national championship run in GT3. And there's the story right at the end as Bachman parked it. Lots more yet to come today. We've got a busy one, and it'll be Rick Benjamin and Randy Popes calling Formula Continental next here at the Runoffs. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll be back after lunch.